Hello and thanks for joining us here on France 24 for Beyond Business. You're with me, Tom Burgess-Watson. Can you take the name of a town or village, register it as a trademark, and then control which products can or cannot have that name attached to them? Well, one man has done exactly that, taking the name Laïdi, which is a village in the southwest of France, synonymous with the manufacture of famous knives. Well, in a moment, we'll be speaking to the entrepreneur at the heart of this matter, Gilbert Sagener. But first, a France 24 team takes you to meet some of the villagers of Laïdi who feel the name of their hometown has been snatched from under their noses.
The southern French village of Laïdi is going on the counter-attack. On the 19th of September last, the mayor removed the signpost at the entry to the town. It was a symbolic gesture in protest against a court decision which said the owner of the Laïdi trademark is now a shrewd entrepreneur who registered the village's name in 1993. As a result, the 1,300 residents of this village, renowned for its knives, cuisine and cheese, feel dispossessed.
The name of our village, which normally is copyright of its administrators and its businesses, has been stolen from us. The law has allowed a private individual who has nothing to do with Laïdi to steal the name for commercial ends and to use it to make money.
The village's fame owes much to these two men, Michel and Sébastien Bras. Father and son, each chefs with 3 Michelin stars to their name. Their restaurant is ranked 6th best in the world.
A handful of men who believed in this region fought for years to keep it alive. Through farming, through knife making, a number of activities. They took on these projects 20, 30 years ago, and now we can see the results. What really pains us is that the work of these people who believed in this land, in this village, have had part of their work stolen from them. Stolen by an industrialist who was certainly canny enough in the early days of the village's revival to register the Laïdi trademark. Now this trademark belongs not to the inhabitants of the village, but to a Paris businessman, and he's getting rich off our success.
Now that success has been turned into a straitjacket for these celebrated chefs.
If Sébastien and I want to develop porcelain cups with the Laïdi name on them, we don't have the right. It's insane.
Thierry Moisset also feels the world is upside down. He is the director of Laïdi Forge, probably the last cutlers in Europe to forge all its own blades.
I want to create French jobs, but I can't do it. This court decision allows this man to import knives made in Pakistan and China, and they're validated as Laïdi blades. He's operating within the law, and we are outlaws.
Thierry Moisset is perfectly happy to assume the status of an outlaw.
Do you want to meet a counterfeiter, someone dealing in fakes? Here you have a counterfeiter. Meaning someone who's breaking the law because it forbids us to put the Laïdi name on a fork. It means we are counterfeiting goods.
Forgery is not a worry for André Valadier, founder and director of the Young Mountain Cooperative, which makes the famous Laïdi cheese, but he does fear for the image of his product.
It may have an impact on the cheese, because as soon as you put in doubt the name of a particular domain, it can spread to other products that bear the name.
In other words, consumers may end up believing Laïdi cheese does not come from the milk of Aubrac cows. The owner of the Laïdi brand also markets food products.
We have learned that the same company has made a start in agribusiness. Laïdi chocolate, Laïdi honey, Laïdi compost. All of it's made outside of France. That we will not let stand.
The village is not giving up. It has appealed the court's decision and has called on President François Hollande to protect its name from global competition.
Well, we're joined here in the studio by Gilbert Sagener himself. He is the owner of the Laïol brand. Thank you very much indeed for coming to talk to us. Just clarify for us, if you will, you can actually pronounce this Laïol or Laguiole, is that right?
Yes, in the southwest of France we pronounce Laïol because this name comes from a local language meaning little church, and Laguiole because it's the phonetically it's the name of the place and of the knife.
Now, as the owner of that brand name, that trademark, what do you actually have control over?
Well, we have the control over the trademark, the categories we have registered. When you register a brand name, you have 45 different things. You have the knives, class 8, you have clothes, class something, wristwatches, whatever. I have registered all around the world, and I'm stating that again, all around the world, the brand name in 20 or so categories, in the wristwatches, luggage, and so on and so forth.
So, what made you decide to take the name Laïol or Laguiole, however we want to pronounce it? You've taken the brand name for both of these names. You've got both of them. What made you decide to take that name? Do you have a link to that area of France?
The link came from the knife, and only from the knife. I've been working in the 80s on ceramic, fine ceramic knives, and the market was too small in those days, so I decided for the knives to take a brand name. Since I'd worked on Laïol knives, I said, well, it could be a nice brand to do pens. This is how it started in the 80s, 90s.
Listening to that report, do you understand why it is that the villagers are so upset that you have trademarked the name of their village? Do you grasp that sense of anger?
Well, I understand this feeling, but they have this feeling every 10 years when they see that our activity is progressing. And they are attacking us systematically every 10 years to try to recoup all the work I've been done for the past 20 years. It's not going any further.
But they're saying the exact opposite. They're saying that you have, you're riding on the crest of their wave, of all their decades, generations of success that's built up that successful Laïol name.
No, if we're talking about the village in itself in the 90s was unknown. The knife was known, but the knife is being made 80% in the city of Thiers, 200 kilometers from Laïol. And the industrialists of Laïol started to do knives only in 1987. It's very, very recent.
Of course, there's been a legal process, there's been a trial. It came out in favor of you. Where are we, though? We might not have heard the end of this entire legal battle.
Well, it's been the second time they are putting me to trial. They lost the first one in the 2000s. It went up to the Court of Appeals, and here, in the first round, they said the same thing. And to make a little difference, to brought me to court, they attacked my companies and my licensees. But the topic is the same, and this is what the court said. So if they want to go to the appeal court, well, I think the court has already tried twice this case, and they will try it for the third time.
Now, if I was a villager of Laïol and I wanted to start making any given product and I wanted to put the Laïol brand on it, the brand of my village, what would there be to stop me from doing that?
You have two solutions. Either you manufacture the products you wish to do, you manufacture them in Laguiole, and then you put produce of Laguiole. If you do it outside, I let it be known to the city and to the industrialists that I was absolutely open to negotiate with them license at very specific rates, low rates.
Legally, you have a watertight case because you've won on these two occasions, as you mentioned. But do you think ethically what you're doing is entirely correct?
From an ethical point of view, you should bring this back to the 1,000 cities that have a name. I won't quote them all, but you have Mont Saint-Michel, for instance, which is well known around the world. That is a heritage of UNESCO. And you have over 100 trademarks with the name Saint-Michel, with dozens of different manufacturers. Eau de Cologne. I mean, our major groups, they took the name of Ushuaia and many other names. Eau de Cologne, it comes from Köln, right? So the ethic is very large, broad in this area.
It's deceptive, isn't it, for consumers? We don't know what we're buying. We think we're buying something that's got a connection to Laïol, and in fact, it's got nothing to do with the place.
No. There is a legal point from that thing. On everything we're selling, we put the place where it has been manufactured. This is legal in France.
But it's still deceptive. It's still confusing for consumers, and clearly that's where you're benefiting.
Yes, it can be confusing when a gentleman like Mr. Brass, that I have seen in your report, says that Laïol Brass France, and he has his knives manufactured in Japan. The city of Laïol manufactures T-shirts, but it's manufactured in China. So let them clean before their own door, and then we'll discuss.
All right, so one of the many confusing aspects of the global world we live in. Thank you very much indeed to our guest today, the entrepreneur and Laïol trademark owner Gilbert Sagener. And thanks to you for watching Beyond Business. Do stay tuned to France 24.